Hey, Earth Angels. Brother Gil here. Welcome back to another episode of I Am Creation Storytelling with Brother Gil. It's been a minute, I know, and I apologize to all you, my Earth Angels. But here I am again in June of 2022 with a new episode, finally, of I Am Creation Storytelling with Brother Gil. I pray that everyone under the sound of my voice is just having a delicious Wednesday, hump day, as they say, and that you are just surrounded by people who truly love and appreciate you, and that you are, with all faith and purposes, loving your way through 22. You feel me? It is imperative that we love our way through 22. Okay, so here I am. This story that I just wrote is called Cat Trap. Cat Trap. I hope you like it. I was awakened this morning by a dear friend. Well, more than just a friend. Angela is like a sister to me. And I love and adore and appreciate her tremendously. You know, there are people in our lives who simply take on a special role. You feel me? And I am one of those people who is very rich in the regard of good, quality, honest people in my life. Glory to God. And it feels good to know and recognize that. You feel me? Yeah. Now, on another level, though, ooh, oh boy, you know, everybody who smiles at you and shows a sense of, well, let me not get ahead of myself here. Communities are special places, right? Some of them. But for the most part, neighbors in a community can be as varied as the wind blowing, especially in Texas. Unfortunately, this community is plagued with a family, well, a portion of a family, especially the elderly woman who happens to not be a person of color and has lived, if you will, with the quote-unquote privileged syndrome in this nation. She seems to be reliving the privilege syndrome in her now 88th year mindset and is an avid animal lover, especially of cats. Now, I too am an animal lover, especially of dogs, of course, so I get it. But you see, the rub here is this woman seems to be missing a beat or two, if you will, and her intent far exceeds her abilities to take care of the cats in particular. These cats. And it's a real issue in the community, especially from where I sit, because not only is the home's interior where these multiple cats reside, and when I say multiple, I mean multiple. We're talking as many as 20 cats at one time in this house, not to mention several dogs, birds, and even a reptile. Hello. Now, mind you, this woman is not in her prime, if you will, but in her 80s. The animals run the house. I mean, it is their place to do what animals do all over the house for years. Dead carcasses, feces, urine, hair, not only hers, but all those animals' hair, all putrefied all throughout the house. It's a health hazard. The house reeks. You feel me? Now, I live next door to this woman, and the cats have created a very exhausting dilemma for me, to the point, and because the police in the city seems to be able to not be able to do anything to dispel the madness, and in the city now says it's out of monies to do anything more to remove the hazards. And although they have fined her, threatened her, come out and ripped up floors and re-sanitized the house, oh yeah, it's all that in a bag of chips. Not even 3 years later, she's worse than she was before the madness. She's worse than she was before the first madness. It's crazy. You understand me? It's crazy. It is crazy. So, I mean, after they've done all this, and I have video cameras attached to my house. I had to put up a fence, and I've done everything legally I can do to help, circumvent this hazard. Right? And so now, I took it upon myself to buy some extreme cat traps, right? To rid myself of these infamous demons, because they're not regular cats; these are demons, and we think they're cats, but I'm telling you, these are not cats as we know them, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, I caught one early this morning. Awesome, right? Yeah. One down, about 12 more to go, right? My intent, now I'm being very real, my intent, because the animal shelter says they're all full, right? I take this cat to a rural area and just release it, right? No harm, no fouls. The shelters are full. I'm sick and tired of these cats shitting all over my yard, and on my windowsill, and tearing up my screens and all this shit. And don't let me digress. But so my intent was to take the animal out to a rural area and release the cat, which we did. Angela and I did this morning, right? So I take the cat to a rural area. My intent was to release it. I put a plastic bag over the cage, right? So, because it tends to calm, I was told it calms them down, so to speak. Well, we're driving for about 40 minutes or so, and I pull over to the curb in this wonderful area. I said, this is perfect to release this cat. So I pull over, get out of the truck, and go to the back of the truck. The cage, or the cage trap, is sitting there empty. Empty. The black bag nowhere to be seen, nowhere in sight. Now, Angela and I were in the truck, no music. We're talking lightly about, the condition and this and that and the third. Not a sound from the back of the truck that a cat is fighting to get out of a cage which is entrapped in, covered with a plastic bag. So, in fact, the cage door was still triggered, as if it had just been released. But that big, fluffy, gray cat with white paws was gone. Just gone. Now, this cage is designed, there's no way an animal can get up that little crevice and get out. It's sitting on the bed of the truck, so it can't go up through the bottom. It didn't go out. The cage was in pristine condition, but the black bag and the cat was gone. See, I told you. I mentioned before that this is not an ordinary cat. And as ecstatic as I was to know that that cat is no longer an immediate unnerving pest for me, what happened to the cat? You feel me? I told you earlier that those cats are not cats as we know them. So inquiring minds want to know, what happened to the cat? Okay, the end. Peace and love, y'all. It's been a minute that I've done this, but it's fun for me, and I will get better at maintaining, chiming in and creating these stories. However, if you are an artiste, a creative writing individual, you write poetry or whatever, spoken word, and you'd like to chime in with something, I like to do original pieces, so we want to keep it that. Know that the property will be remaining yours because it is your work. Make sure that it's copyrighted. But feel free to comment on I Am Creation Storytelling with Brother Gil on YouTube. And I will also post it on Facebook. But in the comment section, if you want to share some stuff, but please comment about the story, like, and subscribe to the channel. And let's continue to just be encourage each other through creative writing and what have you, to love our way through 22. Some situations are very real, and so we want to be able to expel that anxiety and keep ourselves from becoming, perhaps a statistic, right? And that's the power of creativity. We can process that and get it out of our angst and get it out of our spirit and have fun sharing it in a very creative way. That's why I do these things. So, okay. Anyway, I've been here long enough. Brother Gil loves you. God loves you too. Do something wonderful for yourselves today and for someone else. And remember to love your way through 22. It is imperative. Now get out there and be the best of the best that you're becoming. You feel me? Brother Gil love you. See you next time right here on another episode of I Am Creation Storytelling with Brother Gil. Peace and much love. Au revoir.